My name is Shrikant Ramaswamy. I'm an assistant professor of computational neuroscience at Newcastle University, and my research is at the broad interface of biological and artificial neural networks. It was serendipity, actually. I trained as an electrical engineer, and during a master's course, which was unfortunately cancelled, or maybe fortunately now, I wandered into a biology lecture, which happened to be about brain structure and function. That's what got me interested in neuroscience. Of course, I'd worked with computational modeling and stuff in engineering, but I was very far away from biology. And that course was a bit of a eureka moment, which then encouraged me, inspired me to study how biological neural networks function. And thankfully, due to my training in engineering, the transition to neuroscience was pretty straightforward. So I'm currently exploring the role of signaling chemicals called neuromodulators, like histamine or acetylcholine, noradrenaline, dopamine, serotonin. I like to call these the big five. And these neuromodulators don't work in isolation. They interact, they cooperate, they compete, but the mechanisms of their interactions are unknown. I'm studying how neuromodulators like histamine and serotonin interact across mouse, monkey, and human brains through experiments, and using some of this knowledge to build computational models to understand how neuromodulators regulate higher order cognitive processes like learning, attention, memory. This is referred to as neuro AI. It's a very rapidly emerging field, and there are advances every other day. However, a lot of these artificial intelligence architectures are mostly devoid of biological detail, and I'm thinking of ways to incorporate some biological detail, especially in terms of how neuromodulators function in biological neural networks, to understand some of their operating principles and then to mimic these operating principles in artificial neural network architectures. And this is what got me interested in the professional development workshop, to try and train the next generation of scientists on how they can jump into the bandwagon and contribute to this evolving field of research. A lot of people are seemingly keen on making this transition from neuroscience to artificial intelligence, but they might not really have the background or the skill sets. One advice I'd give people is to really try and hone their programming skills. So don't be afraid of learning how to program. So that's a life-saving, it's a survival skill. You really need it, especially in Python. Thinking about multidisciplinary research really helps. Points of view from other fields of research into your own work. That's what's needed to work at this interface of neuroscience and AI. And don't be afraid of being adaptable, of taking risks, and of course of being very aware and being somewhat cognizant of the evolving literature in this field, because it's rapidly emerging. So you need to stay on top of the game.